Coming to you live from the Avocor booth here at ISE 2023, we welcome to you our live watch party. My name is Dana Corey, Senior VP of Global Sales. I'm standing in for Brian Karskada and joined by my friend and product expert, Riley Ramakrishnan. We're going to take you on a journey today of our new exciting solution. We welcome you to enter any questions into the YouTube channel as you go along, and we'll address those at the end. Let's get started. Riley, great to see you.
Great to see you too, Dana. How are you?
Very good, very good. Here at ISE, how can I not be happy right now? So I'm going to go through a couple questions with you. So the first one is, what are we discussing today?
So today we are very excited to be announcing the 105-inch, 21:9, 5K resolution L Series. Truly a magnificent beast. Very excited.
Yeah, very exciting stuff for sure. That's true. So what are some of the key features that stand out to you when you look at the 105?
Well, there's an abundance of fantastic features with this display, but due to timing, I'm just going to mention some of the key main benefits. So the first fantastic feature, I mean, you can look at the aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
It is truly beautiful. That bezel-less edge-to-edge glass allows it to seamlessly amalgamate into any corporate environment. Now, this paired with our UIQ, which allows for easy manipulation of all on-screen display settings, and also just to change the source. You can rename the sources, whatever it may be. Now, UIQ also goes to allow for remote management, right? Our new Fuse remote management allows you to control whether it be one L series or 100 L series from one central location. You can upload firmwares, you can push licenses, or you can simply turn on and off the displays. Super easy to do.
Yeah, that's really powerful. I had that ability to reach out to the display, to check its status, obviously give it updates. That's really powerful. What else stands out to you on this product?
Well, of course, with a much larger display, we're going to have to up the resolution, right? So we've gone with a 5K resolution. It doesn't matter where you're sitting in the room, whether it be to be in a video call or to watch a movie, you're going to get fantastic image quality. Now, the next feature is BYOD is a huge feature.
Huge thing,
Very popular with our W series, very popular with our G series. Being able to translate over video, audio, and touch from your USB-C enabled device to the display, whilst also passing power and Ethernet back into your laptop. Fantastic functionality. We've now upped it to 100 watts of power delivery.
Yeah, that's a lot of power.
So it doesn't matter what you're putting in our display. You're going to be able
so I can sit in the meeting room for hours and have a meeting and still be powered on my display, my laptop. That's great. So we have a touch and a non-touch version. So what are some of the use cases you see for the product?
Of course. So for the non-touch variant, we see it standing out in our Microsoft Teams signature rooms. All it takes is putting it on the wall, DisplayPort or HDMI, within your existing MTR ecosystem, and it's ready to go. With the touch variant, we're really trying to enable meeting equity. So if you're trying to collaborate, whether it be within the meeting space or externally, the touch variant using some of the best capacitive touch on the market is a fantastic go-to. Yeah,
I can probably companion it as well on the non-touch, right?
Of course. So a fantastic use case would be to have a G series or a W series located next to the non-touch variant. You have your MTR environment, you have your Teams room call, and you're able to share that whiteboard from your companion whiteboard, whether it be a G, E, right directly into the display.
So you mentioned our other displays, which we love, the 16:9, the W, the G, and the E series, of course. We definitely love the 16:9, but we have new 21:9.
Of course.
So why 21:9 over 16:9?
Well, 21:9 has absolutely erupted in the coming months or years, and more and more applications are starting to optimize for 21:9 and even release features specifically for 21:9. For example, Microsoft Teams Room, right? Or the front row setup. That is made for 21:9. If you don't have 21:9, you can't harness that functionality. So of course, this becomes a prime candidate for all the useful features that are starting to come out optimized for 21:9. On top of this, the additional real estate allows for increased productivity. I could have a Teams call on the right side, I could have a whiteboard on the left, and we're able to share that whiteboard directly into a Teams call super easily.
Yeah, well, I love the 21:9 because I can reach the top of a 21:9 versus the 16:9, so I'm a big fan of that. So we're excited about being in this market, but what, from your perspective, why have we moved in this market? What's been good? We talked about some great things already, but what stands out to you there?
So we're moving into this market because there's more and more demand, shall we say, more and more, it's being noticed across the board. People are making furniture specifically for this new Microsoft Teams front row environment, right? New furniture is being built, new displays are coming out. So we're seeing more and more people want this 21:9, almost demand it so they can use Microsoft Teams front row.
When it's been in gaming for a long time, right? As an aspect ratio, right? So we're excited for that as well. So I'm in sales, I should know the answer to this, which I do, but I'm gonna ask you anyways. So what are the MSRPs of the product, both the touch and the non-touch?
So the non-touch variant will be $14,999 US. and the touch variant will be $19,999 US.
Yeah, sounds affordable to me, right? So as far as timing goes, expectation of when we're going to start shipping?
So the non-touch variant we're looking to ship in April, and the touch variant we are looking to ship in June. So,
well, actually, at distribution by June and April, I think, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to actually in country in those places by those timings. So,
of course.
So definitely put your orders in now. That's what we're saying, right?
100%.
Yeah, demand is definitely high for 21x9. So when we look at the next part, we talked about some of the use cases. What are some of the pain points that we're addressing with the L Series?
Of course. I mean, when we were designing the L Series, there was numerous pain points that we realized existed within this market. One of the main ones being, if you are using Microsoft Teams room front room, you're probably using a projector. Now, if we look at most office setups, they're pretty well lit, right?
Yeah.
Projectors become almost redundant in those well lit environments. It doesn't matter how bright your room is, it doesn't matter how many windows you have, the touch is going to work impeccably, and the image quality is going to remain impeccable. Yeah,
so high brightness rooms is okay still, right? So we got that full brightness. What about some of the surface area? We talked about it earlier, just about usability. You mentioned that earlier, obviously, and then of course into some of the other features like maybe some wireless sharing.
Of course. So like you're saying, the additional real estate allows for more than one individual to stand in front of the display, easily collaborate. On a 16x9, typically, you might be blocking a lot of the content.
Yep.
On a 21x9,
you can stand in front of her just like this, right?
Of course. Yep. Which then ties hand in hand with the ability to have the integrated whiteboard and the integrated wireless screen sharing, right?
Yep.
So we listen to you guys. I mean, we've heard time and time and again, we want built-in whiteboard, we want built-in wireless screen sharing. So without an OPS, you're going to be able to harness the built-in whiteboard and the wireless screen sharing. And then when you pair this with the fact we've got much bigger real estate, we have a lot of flexibility to increase productivity and workflow within the workplace environment.
So I get a lot right out of the box, obviously, for whiteboarding and split screen, but of course I can endorse the Microsoft Team rooms and have all the features there, of course, like you mentioned earlier.
Of course.
So where does this fit in our portfolio, right, in your mind?
So the L Series is in a class of its own, right? There's numerous ways in which we can deploy this. One in which, as we mentioned, the companion whiteboard, so have a G, an E, or a W series paired with the non-touch variant. Or if you just want a standalone collaborative experience, whether it be on-site or with remote participants, the touch variant of the L Series becomes a prime candidate.
Yeah, well, this has been fun. We're going to continue a little further here. We welcome you to put your questions into the chat as well so we can answer those on screen or on our live show here. As well as if you're interested in more updates, go to the avocor.com/subscribe. But let's get to some of our questions now and see what we have going here. All right. Oh, got it. Get a little update here. All right, so we're not getting any questions yet. Hopefully you get some in here. Let's maybe talk about some more things that come to mind. So we have a variety of inputs in this thing, obviously HDMI, I have a display port as well.
Of course, yeah.
And then of course control touch with the other devices.
Yep.
Yep, okay. And then viewing angles obviously are real big with this thing, right? So I can sit off screen and get those angles as well. So.
And that 5K resolution really helps with that. It doesn't matter where you're sitting, you're going to be able to get that excellent crisp image quality.
Yep. Very good. So, all right. So Joe is asking us from Australia when we're going to have in Australia. About the same time, Joe, and good to hear from you as well. We'll have the product in the touch around June, and then the non-touch in around April timing. So great to have you on board, Joe. All right. Let's see. It's early, so. And I know we'll do another session today as well, this afternoon, and so we can cover this as well. So. All right. Well, I think with that, it's been a pleasure doing this with you today. I look forward to our next one for those on the other side of the world. Thanks for joining us here at the booth at Avocor and our first live watch party. Again, if you're interested, subscribe at theavocor.com/subscribe, and we'll reach out to you. And we can do demos as well and live updates from people like Rylan and others. So thanks for joining.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone.